Good morning and welcome to the after show. We're live here from the Village School where we celebrated a very, very good student. She's not only good, she's great. You can go from good to great overnight, and it takes work to be able to do that. But a student athlete, she runs track. She's also a cross-country runner, phenomenal student, and she doesn't have a scholarship yet, but she will, trust me. Okay, so there's some breaking news. Lionel Messi did not practice with the team today. Does not mean that he won't play tomorrow night. I do believe he will play. He just may be taking an extra day of rest. But unless we are told that he is hurt and not going to play, then I'm believing that just because he didn't practice doesn't mean he won't play. So I'm believing he will play against the Dynamo tomorrow night. And that's a huge matchup for the Dynamo and Inter Miami. All right, let's keep it moving now, and we've got some other folks. Ruben, we know you're out and about, and we also know that, others are standing by waiting, but first we need to get to Mr. Ruben. Ruben, where are you, sir?
Nate, good morning to you, man. We're having a good time this morning. We got invited over here to a brand new spot. The Houston foodies need to have this on their radar. They need to be aware. Buena Vista Cuban Cafe is now in Houston. Roberto Diaz, the owner. So nice to meet you, man.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for the invitation. So you said your idea was to bring this food and keep it as authentic as possible, right?
That's correct. That's correct. We brought a chef from Cuba. The mixologist came from Cuba. We wanted to bring a little of Cuba to Houston. We love this city. We're so excited. And we wanted to be as authentic as possible, Our food, our drinks, very, very authentic.
I love it, and I love the vibe of the place. When you walk in, it feels almost like, feels like home to me, I really love the vibe in here.
The idea of the vibe is trying to take people to a place that they have an experience, not only the food, but with everything, that they feel that they transport themselves to a vacation place, that they're in Havana, Miami, in another city, just not just one night out. It's just an experience. We're trying to sell an experience in our place.
Let's talk a couple of the very, very classic dishes. Of course, you walk through the door. I mean, come on, Cuban sandwich.
The Cuban sandwich is a must. The Cuban sandwich it's been around forever. You go to Miami, you see it every place. You don't see it much in Houston. We wanted to bring it. We do it from scratch. We do everything in house. It's pork, sweet cheese, a little of mustard, and then the pickles. It gives it a little bit of the taste that brings everything in the food. That's right.
That's a little bite. Let's go over here. Let's talk about paella for a little bit, man.
Well, the paella is such a traditional dish. We inherit from the Spanish.
Right.
And this particular is seafood paella. Being a Cuban island, we have a lot of seafood over there. So it's a great dish. We have mussels there, shrimps, calamaris. It's done with a special rice, a bomba rice, which is a little bit different than the white rice, but it's a great, great dish. Highly recommended.
Now, you walk into any Cuban restaurant or any Cuban home and people are cooking, there's going to be some pork on the menu, right?
Absolutely.
There's 100%
absolutely. Pork is a must in Cuba,
Tell me about this dish.
This is a picnic, slowly cooked.
Okay.
And it's seasoned for at least 48 hours before it's cooked. And it's done on top of a yuca mash.
Nice.
And we highly recommend it with moro. It's a very traditional dish, and a little bit of fresh vegetables roasted. It's a great, great dish.
I love it. Well, we're a little short on time, but I want to make sure that we talk about, when you're talking classic, there you go, the flan.
That is a classic. That is like every grandmother, every mother makes those flans. And I have to tell you, my mother makes a great flan, but this one is there.
Is a contender.
My mother is 80-some years old, and she's been here, and she says, Mom, this is better than yours. And, we're arguing there, but I have to tell you, I think that the chef did a great job with that.
Well, guys, and before I let you go, let's not forget, like he said, we even brought his mixologist from Cuba. So this mojito, I'm telling you, man, like, Like, this would make Ernest Hemingway happy. I'm telling you, this is delicious. I'm not driving, so you know, it's Friday, right?
And I want to thank also the staff. Okay.
Oh,
I wanna
great
thank
team.
the
Yeah,
staff.
thank 'em.
It's all about the team that we put together, because we cannot do it without them. We have Yankit in the kitchen, we have Pedro in the kitchen, Mauri, we have Angel, and we have a great GM and Alex, and they put all this
And
together.
Esther.
And my lovely wife Esther.
I didn't want to get you in trouble, man. So, Roberto, hey,
Thank you,
man,
Ruben. Thank you.
Wishing you
Thank
all
you
the
for
best,
so much.
brother.
Thank you for coming,
Great
okay?
success to you. All right, Nate, we got another restaurant on our list of places to hit, brother. Back to you.
Come and see us soon, huh?
Sounds good, Ruben. Appreciate that, man. I look forward to that, especially getting some of that flan. I definitely want to check out that flan. Okay, now we go back to the studio, and here is where it really becomes kind of loose and fun. We've got Melissa and Heather at the news desk. And I'm telling you right now, kick back, relax, because those two at the news desk,
Here we go, Heather.
that's trouble. That's some trouble. That's some trouble sitting at that news desk.
I'm kicking back.
Boy, I tell
Just like
you
you
what.
said, I put my feet on the desk. I may get in trouble by the boss.
All wrapped up in the blanket, too. Yeah.
Well, the fun's got to begin in
Boy,
here.
I
I've got
tell
a
you what.
serious story. Do you have something fun to talk about?
I'll talk about what's coming up in my show. And I wanted to talk a little bit more about my story today. That was a talker, wasn't
oh boy, was it ever. You go, girl.
it? Boy, did you see that, Nate? That pretty much anything that you post about yourself online can be used
You're busted.
to evaluate whether you will be approved for a loan or a credit card.
As my old co-anchor used to say, busted and disgusted, can't be trusted. Oh, you've got to listen to this. Oh my gosh, Nate, everyone needs to clean up their act to get some credit.
Yeah, and that's basically what the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau was saying is, you know, right now if you're denied a credit card, they have to tell you the reason.
Yeah.
So either you can say this is not correct, or you can go fix it. Maybe
Sure.
you need a better score or whatever. But AI is just going to be analyzing. It's a computer. It's just going to be analyzing, and so they're like
Even looking at what you've searched online, right?
Yeah.
It knows everything about you.
Yeah.
Think about that for a
And so we were laughing because look at all the crazy things that we look up as journalists constantly. Like I look up bankruptcy and all kinds of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I'm sure anybody looking at our history would
Right.
be like, well, how many diseases,
Oh,
are you?
for me as a medical reporter, I mean, I'm looking up a good 5 diseases a day. I mean, if they're going to think that I am like a major hypochondriac who needs to receive some therapy.
Yeah.
if they're looking at my search engine.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an interesting thought.
And the tracking on your cell phone too, like, you know, if you've got used location, and we often use location for, you know, map directions
Sure.
or to mark where you are when you're posting on social media or what have you. But that is basically, it's tracking you.
Yeah.
So if you're constantly going to, you know, I don't know, wherever you're going, but like they're going to know. And so all of that can now be, you know, taken into consideration about
that
you.
is insane.
Yeah.
Well, you were up in the ante and you are getting big with your show. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we've got another episode coming out tomorrow night, Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. on the Fox 26 Houston live stream, and we're going to talk about a lot of things. The show's all about helping you save money.
Yes.
So I have all different topics every time, and we're going to talk about, you know, gas prices have been high. Again, we've been hitting highs this year. So we've got ways to cut down your gas prices. We're also going to talk about, you know, PMI insurance. That's the mortgage insurance that you pay on your mortgage if you didn't put a full 20% down when you bought the home. But because property values have gone up so much, some people may not have to keep paying that mortgage insurance as long as you might think because of the valuation
That
of
makes
your home.
sense.
Yeah, and so that can really help you save some money too. Steve Noviello breaks that one down for us.
Great.
And then, you know, the Google Flights came out with a new, this is a great thing. Because I laugh because there used to be this myth that you had to get up at like, you know, 2 a.m. on a Tuesday to like book your flight.
Yeah.
Because that's when, you know, they were supposedly like purging flights.
Right.
And, you know,
Yeah.
people didn't
Yeah,
book
I
or
did.
whatever.
I have heard that.
Yeah, you can sleep. Go
It's
ahead
not
and sleep.
true?
Yeah, but Google Flights has this great tool now that shows you the sort of the history of when prices for certain flights go up and down. And so it'll tell you right off when you search for a flight, oh, if you wait a couple months, that's when the prices are the best to buy
nice.
it. And so, and they'll even alert
And it's
you.
trustworthy
information.
information.
Oh yeah, because they're, I mean, again, they're scraping it all off the internet, just like everything else. So we've got that in there.
That's
We've
good
also
to know.
got, I don't have my glasses. What did I write here? We got a lot of information. You know, I remember I did a story a while back about finding lost 401ks.
Yeah.
That was a big hit. So I'm putting that in because we're going to break down all the different ways to find different types of retirement accounts, but also the Consumer Reporter up in Milwaukee did a fantastic piece where she helped a man's wife had died, and she had a pension with a company that had filed for bankruptcy. And so he was, after all of that, trying to find this pension and then collect from it. And they showed how they tracked it down, and now he's kind of like an extra $300 a month.
Yeah.
From that.
Well,
which,
that really
which these
helps
days,
somebody
that's-
who's retired.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Heck yeah, help out with the food bill that's so expensive these days. I hate going to the grocery store.
Really?
It's just painful these days.
Yeah.
Well, with teenage boys, you know, it's woo, it's brutal. Well, I'm working on a story that is, as a medical reporter for decades, I have never heard of this before. I didn't know it was a thing, and it happens to millions of people every year. It's called Stevens-Johnson syndrome. And it can happen to anybody, and that's what's insane. So the woman I talked to, she actually reached out to us here at Fox 26 and said, people need to know this, and you need to research every single drug, over the counter or prescription, before you take it, just to take a look at the risks. This could even be something like Advil or acetaminophen. It could be an antibiotic. It can be a seizure drug. Those are the ones that are the ones that are primarily cause a problem. Her skin sloughed off her entire body.
Oh my goodness.
60% of her body. She was in ICU. She was in a coma. It's unbelievable, the scarring that's left behind this beautiful woman. And her story is one of awareness, that she went to the emergency room. They gave her this drug. She didn't look it up. It did have a black box warning on it that she just wished she had known. She wished she had done the research and not just popped the pill 11 days later. Just imagine the agony. Your skin is the largest organ on your whole body, and it was gone. We're gonna have to blur a lot of pictures, do what we can to try to share this story with you, but it's a very eye-opener.
Wow. Was she able to grow skin back? Like, were they able to reverse this?
It's back. It's just incredibly scarred. She looks just like she was, burned very, very severely is what it looks like. It looks like she was in a house fire or something, but she has smiled through the whole thing. She's such a lovely lady on the inside and out, and she talks about how she smiles through her agony, how her faith got her through her agony. And so we'll really talk about how that faith has helped her survive the pain during my Lunch for the Soul tomorrow at 12:30 online, because she's remarkable. She lost her eyesight in this too, and so she's got these huge contacts that are literally this big that she has to get inside. It's a hard contact, but it's a specialty lens that's helping her be able to see somewhat, so that's huge.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
but anyway,
incredible.
Tomorrow's the day. It'll air at 9:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock tomorrow night, and then 12:30 Lunch for the Soul.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such an inspiration to see how people push through situations like
so
that.
Nate, I'm sorry, you said we were going to have a whole lot of fun. We're having fun. We just have some serious stuff to talk about as well. We'll take the fun back to you on the court.
Well, you guys always have fun. Anytime, Melissa and Heather are at the news desk, oh boy, barrel of fun. One of them probably has their foot on the desk. The other one has a
did. I
blanket
took it
wrapped
down.
around
I'm
her.
behaving myself for once.
Yeah. I gotcha. All right, guys. So, okay, anything else going on that we need to know about?
I think that's a no. Take it away.
Okay.
Crickets.
I'm curious.
Cricket.
I'm curious to see. I know, right? Crickets. I'm curious to see how this thing's going to work out with AI checking everything that you actually view online. That in regards to whether or not you get credit. Okay. That's going to be a very, very touch and go kind of a deal there. I don't know if companies will be able to survive or last if they're going to judge a person based on what they view online. But anyway, we'll see how it all turns out. So there you have it. So appreciate you guys. All right. So let's keep it moving and talk about what's happening with the Astros tonight. We do know that they won last night, 5-1. They beat the Seattle Mariners. And they're 2.5 games back of the Rangers. They actually are 1.5 games in front of the Seattle Mariners for the final playoff spot in the American League West. Astros need to win today. They actually need to have a shot at winning the American League West, because bottom line is they were in that position, lost position by getting swept by the Kansas City Royals over the weekend. You can't have that. That needs to just go away. They need to wash that bad taste out of their mouth. Christian Javier on the mound tonight. They need to get the win. Astros actually need to sweep the Mariners and get them out of the way so that they have a shot at winning that AL West title. Texans today, we do know Texans are off today. Won the game Sunday, getting ready for the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday. J.J. Watt is going to be working for CBS Sunday, announcing the game. His brother, as you well know, T.J. Watt, a little younger, plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Outstanding player, probably will wind up in the Hall of Fame as well. And then there's the Dynamo. The Dynamo leaving today at 2 o'clock. They will be heading to Miami to play Inter Miami. We do know that Messi did not practice today with the team. We'll find out what is up with that and see if we can learn a little bit more about that story. Does not mean that he won't play. We just know that he did not practice with the team today. And, of course, that's always cause for alarm. So let's be aware of that as well. That's all we got. College football coming up. We'll preview college football the rest of the way here, going towards the end of the week, and high school football as well. So the last thing I need to do, which is what I like to do, a tradition here during the after show. We want to thank our crew, but we also want to thank the good folks here at Village, for the Village School, for allowing us to come in and highlight one of their great students this morning. We've been talking about it all morning long, Mariana Chapa. Now I want to thank the folks back at the station for giving us what we need to be able to perform out here in the field. Daniela Cinderella, Lisa Taylor, Brittany, a.k.a. Busy, Kendra, the Sweet One, Barbie Doll Barbie, Jessica the Great Berman, Rico the Suave Jones, Alon Gremlin Grat, Kevin 5K Collins, whose team has now won 2 games. The chef, but they played high school teams. The chef, John Butler, also known as Mr. Meat. Juan, can I get a mic check? Miller, Big Daddy Bradley, Alisa, Rashad Snell, Catherine, Texas Tech Grandpa, Mark Jenner, who might lose to U of H on Saturday in Lubbock. All right, guys, we got Alex, what's up, Subco,
Congressmen say that because these migrants are being released on mass numbers, they're going to keep coming and they're not going to stop anytime soon, and that we're at a problem right now that if something isn't done, it's going to create a national security crisis. Josh?
And Griff, something that's interesting, we reported on this, but we know that the mayor of El Paso, Texas, for instance, says that the city is at its, quote, breaking point. And it sounds like a lot of the different cities and towns around there are dealing with the same situation as a result of this situation going on there at the border.
So, Josh, that's an incredibly important point. You are seeing the Democratic mayor of El Paso over the weekend, Oscar Leeser, saying that they are reaching that, quote, breaking point. The